Sometimes the smallest act of kindness sends ripples through the universe and comes back to us in the most unexpected way. It was a cold, rainy morning, one of those days when the world feels heavier than usual. People were rushing to work, heads down, umbrellas up, avoiding eye contact. Lost in their own little worlds. But at one crowded bus stop, something extraordinary was about to happen. She stood there, shivering. Her thin blouse was soaked from the icy rain. Her arms were wrapped around herself, trying to hold in whatever warmth she had left. No one noticed. No one cared. Except him. His name was Jordan. 26 years old. Recently laid off from a warehouse job. Living in a tiny apartment with overdue bills stacked on the counter. No savings. No backup plan. Just a worn-out backpack over his shoulder and a heavy heart. But even on his worst day, Jordan noticed her. He paused for a moment. Most people would have kept walking. But not him. He stepped forward. Without saying much, he unzipped his jacket, the only warm clothing he owned, and held it out to her. "Hey," he said quietly. "You look cold. Here, take this. Please." She looked up at him, stunned. Her lips trembled, not just from the cold, but from disbelief. "You don't even know me." Jordan gave a small smile. "You don't need to know someone to be kind to them." She hesitated, then took it. Just then, the bus arrived. She stepped on board. As the doors closed behind her, she looked back once. Jordan stood there in the rain. Soaked. Jacketless. Still smiling. And just like that, they disappeared from each other's lives. Or so he thought. She never got his name. He didn't ask for thanks or anything in return. It was just a jacket. But to her it was a moment that shook her to the core. Days went by. The woman returned to her world. A world of skyscrapers, boardrooms, luxury cars, designer clothes, and million-dollar decisions. Her name? Vanessa Hale. CEO of Hale Innovations, one of the fastest-growing tech companies in the country. She built her empire from scratch. She knew struggle. She'd come from nothing. But somewhere along the climb, she'd forgotten what it felt like to be seen. Really seen. Until that rainy morning. That stranger reminded her. He didn't know who she was. He didn't care. He just gave. And she couldn't stop thinking about it. She replayed that moment in her mind during meetings in her penthouse, even while sitting across from billion-dollar investors. A stranger reminded her of something she thought she had lost, humanity. So she made a decision. She was going to find him. No matter how long it took. She asked her assistant to collect CCTV footage from every street near that bus stop. They interviewed bus drivers. Posted on online forums. Contacted shelters, corner stores, job agencies, any place someone might have seen him. Meanwhile, Jordan's life was unraveling. He hadn't eaten a real meal in days. The heat in his apartment was cut off. And then came the eviction notice. He packed a small duffel bag. No money. No contacts. Nowhere to go. That night, he sat in a park under a flickering street lamp, trying to stay warm in a borrowed hoodie. The cold bit through his skin. He pulled his knees in and watched the city move past him like a dream he no longer belonged to. And just a few blocks away, Vanessa's assistant walked by. She paused. Then looked again. The same eyes. Same soaked hair. The same face from the footage. She walked up slowly. "Excuse me, is your name Jordan?" He blinked, confused. "Yeah, who are you?" "Someone's been looking for you," she said with a soft smile. "Someone very important." The next thing he knew, he was in the back of a luxury car. Wrapped in a warm blanket. Holding a hot cup of coffee. Still thinking it had to be a mistake. Then the elevator doors opened. And there she stood. Vanessa Hale. The same woman from the bus stop. Now dressed in a sharp suit, heels, St. Standing in a glass-walled office on the 42nd floor. Jordan froze. She smiled gently and walked toward him. "I've been looking for you." "I don't get it," he said. "What is this?" "You gave me your jacket," she said. "You had nothing and you still gave. That reminded me why I started this company in the first place. People like you deserve more than this world gives them. I want to offer you a job. No strings. Just a shot." Jordan looked around, overwhelmed. "But I don't have a degree. I've never worked in an office. I don't even have proper shoes." She smiled wider. "I can teach skills. But I can't teach heart. You've got something no resume or college can provide: integrity." And from that moment, everything changed. She hired him as her executive assistant. He started small, answering calls, organizing files. But he learned fast. Showed up early. Stayed late. Listened. Helped. Within months, he entered the company's leadership program. Then project manager. Then team lead. And instead of upgrading his life with the money he now earned, Jordan chose to give back. He began volunteering at shelters. Speaking at youth centers. Mentoring kids who had no direction, just like he once did. And then, he built something of his own. The Kindness First Foundation. A non-profit that helped the homeless, the unemployed, the forgotten get back on their feet. With food, jobs, warmth, and a second chance. At the grand opening gala, a spotlight followed Jordan to the stage. He stood at the microphone, staring out at a room full of donors, friends, and cameras. He found Vanessa in the front row, still dressed for the boardroom, but smiling like family. Jordan cleared his throat. "I didn't do anything special," he said. "One morning, I gave away my jacket. I had no idea who I was giving it to. I just saw someone who needed help and I couldn't walk past.